Anybody else got a recorder you need? Okay. We'll go ahead and start our post-game availability with Coach Josh Holliday from Oklahoma State following game number 6 here at the DeLand Regional. Coach, obviously you ran up against a great arm out there tonight. Talk about this game number 6 here in DeLand.
Well, congratulations to Stetson. They've got an excellent team. They're playing extremely well. They're a very confident bunch of kids. They got quality pitching staff. They appear to be extremely well coached, and they're a very good college baseball team. I want to thank my team for giving us every ounce of their hearts, of their bodies, of their minds, from start to finish. I'm incredibly proud of this group of kids. I'm incredibly grateful for the leadership that we received over the course of this season. Kids like John Littell, Andrew Rosa, Carson Teal, Colin Simpson, the first-year players like Matt Kroon, Christian Funk, the emergence of some good sophomore players like Trevor Boone, Carson McCusker, Michael Newsifter. Those kids gave us a lot to be proud of. They gave us a lot to enjoy. They gave us a lot to be excited about. And I don't want to leave anyone out, but I want to thank my players for their effort. I want to thank them for putting their hearts out there, even though it didn't end the way we wanted it to. We woke up early this morning with a mission to come out here today and try to press and extend our season. Jonathan Heasley gave us a great outing earlier today, but we ran into a team tonight that simply we couldn't quite solve. And so that's the game, and that's the reality of what we do, and we're going to celebrate these kids and the great accomplishments of this season and build on the guys that are coming back and be proud of the guys that are moving on. So that's that in a wrap. Best of luck to Stetson as they continue on the tournament. They have the kind of pitching staff and team that could be very difficult to beat in a 3-game series.
Questions from the media?
Coach, how would you describe that third inning?
It's one of those innings. Just happens sometimes in baseball. You know, when they build an inning with some base runners and then continue to add runners and then compromise your defense a little bit with the threat of the bunt and the possibility of the bunt and then base hits and then big hits. You know, it's just one of those innings. They're very difficult to predict, explain. Usually they're only stopped when someone can get a strikeout or a double play ball. We couldn't quite keep the ball off the bat enough there, and they kept putting it in play. And to their credit, they stretched that thing out awfully big, made it a pretty good mountain to climb.
How shocked were you that that thing unraveled like that there?
We certainly didn't expect it. But listen, our kids that went to the mound were competing. I appreciate their effort. It was one of those innings, and we weren't able to stop the bleeding. And obviously, that's a tough one to overcome. So, you know, not much to really sit here and dwell on. That's a compliment to their players for having the patience to lay off close pitches, for executing the game, and it is what it is. You know, my kids, they competed. We just weren't up to task right there. That's all.
Coach, we can see the emotion. Is the emotion just the end of the season, or is there something special about this team that's really drawing it out of you at this moment?
Every kid is special to me. Every team is special. They're all different. It's like your own children. This is what we do. You know, 365 days a year, these kids are like family. And seasons are, man, they're long and meaningful, and there's a lot to be said about what goes on over the course of a season with a group of kids. So, yeah, it's very emotional, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I would never want it to change. And you know, this is part of sport that you have to deal with. And the cool part is all the great things that are going to happen in the lives of so many of these kids as they move forward, and the great contributions as they continue to elevate our program. John Littell was part of Big 12 regular season, Big 12 tournament championship, trip to the College World Series. I mean, you can go up and down what so many of these kids touched and were a part of while they were here, and we're very fortunate to have kids like that. We're very fortunate for kids to leave here with multiple moments in their lives they can look back on and celebrate and say they know what it takes to win a championship. So I'm grateful to those kids and what they've done for OSU baseball, and lucky to be their coach.
You said Stetson was tough to solve over the last 2 games.
Yeah.
In particular, what was the toughest part to get a beat on with their pitching staff and the way they want to attack offensively as well?
I think they have a solid lineup where multiple players can move the bat, move the ball. They don't strike out much. They don't chase the zone much. They do a good job of having good at-bats. I think they're a competitive team 1 through 9 with good, solid plan of what they're doing. And I think you guys can look at the stat sheet on the mound. I don't have to sit here and break that down for you. I mean, you don't pitch like that start to finish unless you got stuff and control, and I mean, those are pretty dominant pitching stats. So can't sit here and break it down. The next team that has to face them will have to do some work on figuring them out. They're good. I mean, that's a compliment to them to sit here and tell you I know the answers. I don't. Our kids said the boy they faced last night was the toughest kid they faced all year, and that's saying something because they've seen the most of the best. So I just think they're good. They're a good club.
Coach, how would you describe the last 24 hours for this team?
Exhausting. But when you don't win the second game, you're taking on an exhausting challenge. You have to wake up after 5 hours of sleep and come here and watch it pour rain, and but that's part of it. If you don't like it, don't get in the loser's bracket, and then you have to gut it out and try to win a doubleheader. And if you don't like it, don't get in the loser's bracket. So that's it. You know what I mean? They feel great. They stayed in the winner's bracket, and they forced us through this long journey. And kids put their hearts into it, though, man. I'm going to tell you that. There was nobody that quit. There's just a lot of sweaty, mentally and physically fatigued kids that came to compete the best they could. And but that's the downside to getting out of the leverage position of having one and trying to maintain one game per day. So it is what it is. We've been on both sides of it.
Any other questions for Coach Holliday?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.